Good evening, everybody. It's Sam here at Sammy J Stitches on Wednesday, December 6th. I don't have a lot to show this week. I had some things to talk about, but I didn't write them down, so now I don't remember what they were. So if they happen to come up, we'll talk about them. If not, it'll be a short video. So, and I hope the lighting isn't too horrible, because we put up the tree. I'm going to turn out the light for a second so you can see. Oh, bright and baby. Which is why I'm facing a different way tonight, because I think it looks pretty. We did a lot of decorating today, and I made a big, nice dinner. We just had a nice family time. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's pretty much just whips, well, and they're all new starts, because I just kind of got on a kick. I kept trying to wait for a reason, and then, you know, once I got started, I didn't really want to stop. So you saw this last week, but I hadn't stopped. I did some more stitching after I made my video last week, and I hit my 1,000 stitches, so it's off the Q-snap, and mini treasure hunt bookshelf will be going on, but I need to turn that a little bit. Let's see if that works. There we go. And I did bring something because I had a feeling the Christmas lights would not be nice to me. There we go. So all the way down, and then I started the next two rows up here. That got to 1,000. I think 1,015, and it's gonna wait till it's next turn, which will probably be after the new year, because the amount of stitching I'm gonna get done while at home the rest of this month is probably not a lot. Because like yesterday, I was off yesterday, and I'm off tonight, and I haven't even put mini treasure hunt bookshelf on the Q-snaps yet because it's been crazy. We did a bunch of shopping yesterday, because we used to have ornaments and a Christmas tree and all that, but when my father-in-law's trailer burned, all our stuff was in his storage unit right behind his house. It burned too, so we had to start all over. Plus we're in a house this year, so our first house that we're buying, so of course there was more incentive to decorate, and it was more exciting. We didn't get the lights put up outside. We were going to do that today, and it's been raining since about 11:30 last night. It has not stopped once. It's been a light rain, but it's been raining all day, and actually it's supposed to be turning into snow here very shortly because it's 36 degrees outside. It says it's rain and snow. There's a town just south of us that's already gotten a few inches. So, by the way, I found my long lost project. I did not stitch on this at all, but since I didn't get to show it to you last time, I'm going to show it to you today. Where's my paper? So random, I know. But I started in the middle of the pattern and started kind of working this way and that way, and here's what I ended up with. I dyed this fabric because it was her favorite color. Well, blue's her favorite color. I'm doing it for a family member. Her house is decorated in browns and greens, so I figured that would work. It has a little bit of it all, and I picked out all different colors for this. It's not what's charted, and this is the chart. Ooh, it's kind of reflective, but it's the Lizzie Kate's 100 Years, and this needle minder is from Delicious Threads. Look, I actually remembered to say something, and the fabric is a 28 count even weave. It was the Monaco, what I could pick up at Joann's just to play with dyeing, and I liked how it came out, so I used it. That was my long lost project from a few weeks ago. I started that one on the 17th. So then I told you I would be starting a new project because I touched each and every one of my whips in November. So I decided to go ahead and start Christmas rules. And it's been so hard not to start this one watching everybody else work on it. So that's how far I got. One night of stitching on it. I'm doing it in DMC. I didn't worry about ordering all the specialty threads. It's on 32 count gold, 32 count linen, the sparklies gold, and Christmas in Williamsburg by Under the Sea Fabrics. So I think it's gonna look so pretty on that gold. Just absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited. And Lizzie Kate seemed to stitch up so fast. I know that doesn't look like much, but I didn't work on it for very long. I've been very distracted lately. I've been trying to get in plans and, you know, all the organizing and stuff I need to do for Christmas, and then everything that I want to get ready for next year. So I've been very distracted. The next thing I was gonna do was, I wanna say the Soulful Stitchers group is doing an event called the Advent Calendar, and actually several groups are, but they were doing one, and it was work on one every day for the first 15 days of December, and you kind of challenge yourself to try and finish that days. I knew that wasn't going to happen for me, especially because I see the Advent Calendar as working in reverse. Most people are like day 1 of December, day 2, but I use it as like a countdown. So I started with 23. I didn't start with 25 because at the time I thought I could finish one every day and keep up with the kids. And no. So I still have to go back and do 24 and 25. So I'm working my way down. I had finished 17, so my next one would be 16, which obviously isn't the same as the first. So I didn't worry about the extra challenge, but I used it as an excuse to start each of the animals that I hadn't even started yet. And that first night, I was like super focused, and I got to start and to finish. Man, that Christmas tree back there it's like it gets brighter and darker and brighter and darker depending on how I move. Okay. So, number 16 is, I've got these horrible threads everywhere. I'll clean them up later. Gigi Giraffe. And I finished her the same night I started her. And then the next night I started Fitzgerald or Fitzwilliam. I don't remember the frog. I just call him Fitz. And I was not focused that night. I wish I was online shopping. We'll talk about that in a minute. So by the time I actually got started on him, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I only stitched till 4. So he didn't get a lot of work. But it's okay. I almost need some whips for next year because I want to do the year of whips, but I went from having just a whole ton of whips this year to having almost none. So I'm trying to get a few of these starts and to at least get me, I know I'm at 15. So there is that. I have enough to start it, but a few of these I want included. And I'm actually going to go watch Melanie's video about Year of Whips and get a little bit better idea, because I'm not sure my current thought process is correct when it comes to having to have all of them started before the start of it. I think you can add them as you go, but I don't know. So we'll see. I'll watch that video. I was gonna do that today and I didn't get around to it. My next start was the Fancy Outhouse Saddle to the Michael Powell's Garden Shed pattern. Michelle Bindi Stitchy and Michelle Mitch Stitch. They are selling it. Everybody's working on it, and they're calling it Fancy Outhouse because that's what it looked like to them. And they even had Michael Powell's elves recharted it so that it's got the half moon that you see on most outhouses. So I just pulled out some fabric I already had, which was Chloris from Under the Sea Fabrics, and just started working on it. It's not very big. I mean, that's all the way across and that's all the way down. And now I'm just filling all this in. And that was one night of working on it. It goes pretty fast, but it won't see any more work until next month. So we'll see. So that was all my whips. I'm telling y'all, a little unfocused and a little bit just, it's only been a week, you know. Sometimes I think making weekly videos isn't the best idea for me because I don't do a whole ton of stitching, but it keeps me from having too much going on and basically showing you every whip when I come to make a video. I did do some shopping because I participated in Stitch from Stash the second half of this year because I didn't even know how to go about it before that. And before I joined Stitch from Stash, I would buy something very rarely, like here and there, but not very much because I didn't really have the extra money. But then I started working extra days and now I have a little bit of extra money. And so, especially when I went to the retreat, I kind of went a little spending crazy. And since then, I've been kind of wanting to add to my stash because I didn't really have a stash. And there's all these patterns out there. I'm like, I want to get them and I want to get them now. Partly because I was watching Jessie Marie's video and she was talking about how Mira's are they're going out of print and then it's really hard to get your hands on them. And I don't want that to happen with anything that I really want to work on. So I've been buying stuff up. So my whole Stitch from Stash got completely blown out of the water for 2017. I mean, I didn't even worry about posting in November because I was like, I was like $250 in the red and I still wanted to spend money. So I decided this month I would, me and my husband discussed a budget and I would spend a bunch of money on getting several things kitted up for next year and having a few randoms in the stash. And then I would start Stitch from Stash in January and I would have a better base. Because part of my problem was I wanted to start something new, but I didn't have fabric. I didn't have pattern. So there's that. So I ordered a bunch of stuff the other night, and when it gets here, I'm not gonna be able to put it in a video because I promised my husband I'd wrap it and put it under the tree. So there's that. You're gonna have to wait till after Christmas for that. But I'm really excited. I plan on doing, like, at the end of December, making my video like a recap. Everything I've done, every project I've worked on this year, everything I've finished, and basically everything in a nutshell. So I don't really want to go over a lot of that now, but I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy. Okay, so there was something else I really wanted to discuss. Not the haul. I don't know. I cannot remember what it is. I do have a couple extra videos in the works. I'm going to do a video about stitchy journaling or bullet journaling or planning, whatever that whole thing comes out to be. I've already recorded part of it and I've got to finish the other part once I get my planner set up. And it goes over everything to and then I'll be adding some pictures here at the end where you can see kind of a before and after of my living room, with us decorating for the first time this year. I will let you know my living room is kind of plain Jane, because up until October I was just renting, and so I didn't want to make a lot of changes or anything like that. And since October, things have been super busy, so I haven't actually gotten around to decorating like in a more permanent way. I know we're talking paint and we're talking adjustments, so all that hasn't happened yet. So you'll see in the pictures that my living room is very basic and plain, and that'll be changing in the future. But we did spice it up for Christmas, and you'll get to see a little bit more of that, us doing it. We had a nice family night doing it all. So I think that's it. And I will see y'all next week. Happy stitching.